Hello friends, welcome to my channel Code, and I will go through two problems today. So though the problem is about finding lowest common ancestor, and the first problem is easy, which is for binary search tree, and same problem lowest common ancestor of a lowest common ancestor of a binary tree. So I will solve these two problems. This one is a medium problem, lowest common ancestor of a binary tree, but they both have the same approach to solve. So let's read the problem first. So LeetCode 235, lowest common ancestor of a binary search tree. So given a binary search tree, so for example, we have this binary search tree, and we know what binary search tree or BST tree is. So in BST, we have, for example, if we have a node, so all left nodes from this node will have value smaller than this node, and all right values or right nodes will have value greater than this node. So for example, here if you see, we have 6 as root node, so all the right nodes of 6 will be greater than 6, so 8 7 9, and all the left nodes of 6 will be smaller than 6, so 0 2 4 3 5, and same is applied to all other intermediate nodes. Okay, so I have a binary search tree 5 4 6, and I have a big binary search tree here, and I need to find out. So for this question, p equals 4 and q equals 6, and for this question let's take p equals 9 and q equals 15. Okay, so let's come back to first example. So the process is simple. As I already told you, first we need to find out where are these two nodes p and q in respect to the current node. So because we will start from root node always, so we will check at root node first. Is p left on left side of root node? Is q left side on root node? So in this case, p is in the left and q is in the right side. So in that type of scenario, we know that we cannot further recurse on left or right side, because the both p and q are at a different side. So in that case, you simply have to return the current node. It can be root node or it can be any other node, intermediate node, but you can just return that node in case the both p and q are on a different side corresponding to the current node. So this is first thing, first main condition. And second main condition is like, what if they are at the same side? So for example, here we will start from 8, and we know, we will check where is this p. So p is at the right side in respect to this current node, and q is also right side in respect to that current node. So we can safely say that it's safe to go on the right side of current node and again search the same thing. So again I will do, okay, where is 9? 9 is the on left hand side of 10 because of binary search tree property, and 15 is on the right side. So in that case we can simply return 10, because we know we can no longer go either to left or right, because the both children are the both p and q nodes are at different side from that current node. So these are two main conditions. At the same time, there is one condition, first condition: if current node equals p or equals q, then we can simply return current node. Why? Because as part of the question, it has been told to us that a node is allowed to be descendant of itself. So for example, in this scenario, if I have p as 10 and q as 15, so I will come and check, okay, where are these two p and q in respect to 8? Okay, so they are on right. Then I will come here, okay, so 10 is the current node, and so I can just recurse from here, because I know even though q can be on the left side or right side, it doesn't matter, because p is the node which is basically current node, and it can be descendant of itself, and the other node q can be in either left or right, it doesn't matter, because this is a common descendant or ancestor now. Okay, so this is the first condition. And this 2 and 3, I already told you, they are basically part of same question. If both are in left side, you recurse on left side. If both are in right side, you recurse on right child, and else return current node. So if nothing is satisfied, you can simply return the current node. Yeah, basically this else return current node is like this one which we discussed. In case they both are at the different side, then our last condition will run and we can simply return the current node. So okay, let me now go to the problem. So let's solve this problem. So as you know, we always start with base condition, and base condition for tree is same. We check if root equals null, or p equals null or q equals null, in that case we can simply return null. Okay, and also one base condition to satisfy this criteria, where a node is allowed to be a descendant of itself. So as soon as we hit a condition where root equals p or root equals q, so we can simply return the root, and we no need to worry about whether this p and q are present in this tree or not, because as part of this condition p and q will exist in the binary search tree. So that's where we can simply assume that they are in the tree, and to satisfy this condition, so p can be a descendant of p and q, or q can be a descendant of p and q. So we can simply check if the current value, which is basically we are using a variable root, if it is equal to p or q, we can simply return the root. Okay, second thing to understand the approach, like I want to check whether where is this p in respect to the current node, is it on the left side or is it in the right side. So I will take one variable for p is p on left, and I will initialize it with false. Same way I will have one more variable is q on left, and I will initialize it with false. And because it's a binary tree, it's easy to find whether p is on left of root node or not. So for example, here if I want to check if p, for example suppose p equals 2, if I want to check whether 2 is on left side of 6, it's easy, right? I can check its value against root value. If it is less than the root value, and it's a binary search tree, so we can safely say that this p node is at the left side. So I will check if p dot val is less than root dot val, so we can simply say is p on left equals true. Same way we can check for q, if q dot val is less than root dot val, and so we can simply say is q on left equals true. So this is first part of the approach. So we first find out where are those two p and q in respect to the current node. So for example, if I am checking for this example, and suppose p is 4 and q is 5, so first I will check with the root node. So current node is root node, so 4 and 5, that is p and q both are smaller than root node's value, so we can simply go to left side and check the same condition. Again here 4 and 5 both are at the right side, then I can simply go to the right side and check from here. Now 4 is the current node, so this condition will satisfy, and we can simply return p. P is 4, we can simply return 4 over here. So that's the need of these two variables, to find out where are those two nodes p and q in respect to the current node. Once we have this value, boolean value, we can simply compare. If e is p on left equals is q on left. So what does this mean? It means that both are at the left side in respect to the current node. And this is the else condition, if they are not at the same side. So for example, in this case, if we are given p as 2 and q as 8, so we will check with root node. So p is on the left side because its value is less than the root's value, and q is on the right side because its value is greater than the root's value. So in that case, we can not recurse on left or right side because they both are at the different side. So we can simply return root. And for this condition, now I have to see, so this checks whether they both are equal. But in case they both are equal, again there are two conditions. They can be both at the left side, or they both can be at the right side. For example, if p and q are 4 and 5, then in respect to 6, they both are in the left side. But if p and q are like 8 and 9, so they both are on the right side. So I need to know where to recurse in respect to current node, either to left side or right side, but I can only do that if I know where those two nodes are. So I will, inside this check, I will check if is p on left. So it means if is p on left equals true, so it means they both are at the left side. So I can simply recurse root dot left, so I can recurse on the left side. It means I will go ahead and do all these checks at the left side. And else part, I can simply recurse on right side, and I need to do the same thing. So I am just recursing and passing p and q and right subtree. I think that's it. Let's run it. Okay, it is accepted. Sorry, it is right, submitted, it's accepted. Okay, so just remember, the root approach or the main approach to this problem is first to see where these two nodes P and Q fall in respect to the root node Q. Once we have that information, we can simply return the root in case they both are at different side, or we can again recurse left or right based on whether they both are on the left side or on the right side. And because it's a binary search tree, checking if a node is on left of some node is very easy. We can simply check their values. So that's what we are doing here. So we will do the same approach in another problem for binary tree, but binary tree does not have this property, so we cannot check whether a node is in the left side or right side just checking on their values for a binary tree. So we will use some function, otherwise these two problems are same from approach point of view. Now let's check time and space complexity. So let's start with space complexity. Now here we are only using some simple variables, those are not arrays or list, so they are order of 1. And here I am recursing, and recursion as such does not take any space as a variable for that function, but it takes space in the stack memory, so we have to consider that stack memory as well. So here we can recurse how many times? We can recurse order of n times if the tree is not balanced and each node is like right or left child of the parent node, so it will become like a linked list. So in that case we have to recurse on all the nodes, and they will be like in the stack, so it will be order of n space complexity. And for time complexity, again there is no loop or something, again it is based on recursion, and it will be recursed for order of n in case that tree is not balanced and it's like a linked list what we discussed. Okay, let me go to another problem now. Okay, so this is the second problem, and the problem is same, only thing is like now it's a binary tree, so we can't use a simple property to find out whether it's in the left side or right side, but rest will remain same. So let me start. So base condition first, and it also has the same base condition because it's a tree problem, so you can simply check for null values. If root equals null, or p equals null, or q equals null, you simply return null. And also second base condition, just to take care of this condition, a node is allowed to be a descendant of itself. So in case root equals p or root equals q, you can simply return root. And why this condition is simple? Because because of the constraint p and q will exist in the tree, so we are given the condition that p and q will always be there in the tree, so base condition is taken care. Now same way I need to find out where are these. So boolean is p on left equals false, and also boolean is q on left equals false. And how do I find its value? Because for binary search tree this was simple, so we simply checked if p dot value is less than root dot value, it's on the left side. If q dot value is less than root dot value, it's on the left side. But how do I know whether this node p or node q is on the left side in respect to current or node? So for that I will write a function. So for example, for simplicity's sake, for now I will make a function for this one. So for checking is p on left, what I need to do, let me create a function called is present. So basically this function will check if this node is present. And where do we want this to check? On the left side. So I will pass root dot left, and I will pass p. So I'm checking if p is present on the left side. Same way is q on left, I can call the same function, and this time I can pass again root dot left and pass q. So these two will return me the value, which is basically, if you go to this problem, which will be basically doing this stuff. So at the end, after these two calls, you will have either this left if p is on the left of root, and q on left true if q is on the left of root. And then our process is simple. You first check whether they both are at the same side. If p on left equals is q on left, and if they are not at the same side, you can simply return the current value. So I'll just write that and if they are at the same side, I need to know what is that same side. Is it, if are they both at the left or are they both on the right? So I will say if is p on left, it means they both are on the left side. So I can simply recurse at the left side. So root dot left passing p and q, and else it means they both are on the right side. I can simply recurse at the right side, root dot right p comma q. Okay, I think this main thing is done. Okay, we are checking this condition here, then we are finding out where are these two with this function. Okay, I need to implement this function. Okay, so let's go ahead and implement this function. It's an easy function. We just need to verify whether this value is present in that tree or not. So I will write private, it should return true or false. So boolean is present, and I will take tree node root. You can name current node or anything you want, so I will stick with root. And again I have tree node as p q, whatever, we can use the same function for both anyway, or just for simplicity or avoid confusion, I will say I will write it as n. Okay, so again whatever function you are, just write a base case. If root equals null, return null, or you can say just check for this n also. Okay, then if current nodes val equals n dot val, so you know that it is there, so you can simply return true. And if this is not the case, you need to, oh sorry, I need to return false here. And if this is not the case, you need to simply recurse on both the side, because you don't know whether it's in the left or right of current node. So for example, let me come to this example. So if I am trying to find out where is 2 in respect to this root node, so as part of this function call, I am passing tree from 5. So all the subtree below 5 is passed, sorry, to this function, as well as p. So p is 2. So when I am calling is present for this line, for this root node, I am passing this, and it will compare. Okay, so 5 is equal to 2, because so it is not equal to 2. So now it doesn't know whether to go on left or right, so it will go on the left as well as on the right side. So that's where when I am recursing here, I need to recurse at both sides. So I will say if it is present root dot left n, or is present root dot right n. Okay, so I think this will do. Okay, let me run this. Okay, so this is done. That's it for today. I will do some more tree problems, and again I have lined up some dynamic programming problems, which I will take probably once I am done with few more important problems in tree. Stay tuned, keep watching, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.